Well, joining us for more is Naeem Aslam in London. He's Chief Investment Officer at Zaye Capital Markets. Naeem, hi there. Good morning to you, sir. So markets seem to be facing two pressures at once, a pullback in technology stocks and renewed geopolitical tensions. Which of those you think is worrying investors more right now?
Sure. Thanks for having me as always. Look, I think the worrisome is always the geopolitics because that is no short of watching a circus right now. One day, or let's just say in 1 hour, you will get a positive signal, and on the back of that, you will see sell-off in oil prices, and you will see an optimism flowing back into the equity markets, and then in the next hour, it just completely changes. So I think the perfect word for geopolitics that is taking place in the White House is just no short of using circus. Now, in relation to tech, yes, you are absolutely correct. There has been a profit taking because that is the most sensible thing that any investor would do, especially after the stellar run that we have seen for the tech sector, especially in the United States. But investors are still very much interested in the tech sector because of the IPO boom that we are really experiencing in America. So for them, any sell-off remains an opportunity. Yes, you're correct in saying that the Broadcom numbers were disappointing, but then investors are looking at bigger players such as NVIDIA, such as AMD, and all the rest of them. And for them, any sell-off which is triggered by any of these particular companies remains an opportunity. And I'll give you one final point. On top of that, the fact that the sitting president is actually tweeting about stocks and has an active position in Dell and has positions where the whole cybersecurity is very much and a very interesting angle. So investors are even more interested in that space because they know that this particular president is actively investing in those particular areas, and then plus he's naming those stocks. So from the tech sector, the amount of influence, the amount of interest is just not going to fade away that easily.
Yeah, Donald Trump's participation in trading while he's U.S. president can't be understated. Oil prices, Naeem, remain sensitive to developments in the U.S.-Iran talks. Are investors starting to see Middle East tensions, yes, as an oil story, but also as an inflation story that could affect everything from bond yields to equity valuations?
I think you are right on the money. But unfortunately, investors are still very much being ignorant of the fact that how the 10-year, 20-year yields are very much performing in the United States and the Middle East. A lot of these particular economies are pegged to the dollar, so they're going to see the impact of that one. The fact that today is a U.S. non-farm payroll, which is an important number for the upcoming Federal Reserve Chairman's meeting on the 16th of June, is going to be a massive, massive importance for the whole region because oil, as you've mentioned and as we talked about, is no longer in the handles of a 60. We are trading above 95. We are trading above $100. I mean, that is substantially higher where it used to be. And then that is certainly feeding into inflation situation. Now, of course, on the consumer front, you can feel it because you go to the grocery shops, you go to any of those particular areas where you are buying, you will feel the pressure of inflation. In the data, for some reason, that is not being reflected, whether that is deliberate action or whether that's just to keep the market or whatever that reason is, we are not seeing that one. But in the treasury market, the bond yields are certainly showing you that particular element that, look, this market is about to break. And then that is what the most important is.
Naeem, I appreciate the conversation. Thank you so much for your time.